You know, I always have to start off these Red Wings videos with apologies because, as you know, I do live here in Vancouver, and pretty much all the hockey we get here in Vancouver is Canucks stuff, the odd Pittsburgh Penguins, Islanders, Washington Capitals, or Bruins game, so a lot of East Division stuff. There's the odd LA, Colorado game once in a while, and then there are the other North Division games. That in which the people here in Vancouver don't really get all too much of either. We don't really get all the Sens games or the Habs games because they're regionally blacked out. And as a result, it puts me as a content creator in a weird spot because I'm not seeing Red Wings games pop up on my TV anymore. I'm not seeing the majority of teams in the Central Division. I'm only seeing the highlights on the Sportsnet replays, and that's not really enough to cut it for what is encapsulating the entire story of these teams at the moment. I do know that there are separate third-party sites that do exist, that do have free access, and I thank you all for suggesting all of those to me, but the fact of the matter is, I'm just one guy, and trying to watch all the hockey going on in the league is just going to be a tall task, and especially when it comes to teams that I don't have immediate access to, that I actually have to go out of my way towards and seek myself on third-party streaming sites, it gets a little bit overwhelming at times. So, for the Red Wings fan base, I know there's a big Red Wings following on this channel, and I apologize to you greatly because I have not been watching too many Red Wings games. A lot of that is due to circumstance, but I do have a little bit of an article that I wanted to talk about here in this video, and pretty much I just wanted to get some insight on the idea here. Because, as I said, I haven't really been watching too many Red Wings material going on except for the highlights and the replays, but when I read this article, I was kind of like, okay, that's a really strange perspective. I don't really know if I want to make a video about this idea and say that it's 100% accurate, because, as I said, I'm not really watching all the games, so I can't really portray this in the best way that I think I could if I was watching the games, but I just wanted to use this as an opportunity because I was like, yeah, do I really want to contribute to this narrative? I don't know, it's kind of a taboo-ish kind of topic, I guess, but you know what? This is an opportunity. I saw this article and I was like, yeah, that's an opportunity to talk about a guy whom I've actually been really interested in as a Red Wings prospect over the past few years, and that's what we're going to use this video as an opportunity to do. So the article we're talking about here, and I will say before we get into it, this could change in the span of like 7 hours. This video is being uploaded at 10 a.m. PST. The Red Wings play the Hurricanes in about 6 hours from now at 4 p.m. PST. I'm recording this video the night of March 3rd at 11 p.m. PST, so things might actually change from the time of this video's recording to the time of this video's upload, but the article we're going over here is on NHLTradeRumors.com. Red Wings head coach Jeff Blashill is pulling a Mike Babcock move. And I was like, okay, I know Red Wings fans have been very critical of Jeff Blashill and the way that he deploys prospects and plays older guys and all that. That's been a really big deal for many Red Wings fans throughout the past couple of seasons. But I wonder what this article is talking about over here. The article pretty much goes over the entire situation here for the Red Wings. Blashill's playing older guys, he's not really playing younger guys. Development for the younger guys hasn't really been there. You have guys like Franz Nielsen, Danny DeKeyser, older, expensive players getting ice time even though they're not really all too great. We had Franz Nielsen unclaimed on waivers the other day too. And you have yourselves what is a tweet included in this article that kind of has the whole ball rolling on this Blashill, Mike Babcock kind of thing. Jeff Blashill, yesterday in an interview, would not commit to Evgeny Svechnikov being in the lineup tonight when the Red Wings are in the Carolina Hurricanes' home building. This is the team that is home to brother Andrei Svechnikov. You might have heard this guy. He's a pretty good NHL player. Not sure you might have heard of him. But Blashill did say he knows how much it would mean to Evgeny if he played in what is going to be today's game against the Hurricanes. And this one tweet kind of had a whole bunch of Red Wings fans, especially in the replies to this tweet, kind of just going after Blashill one more time with another big strike to the heart, talking about how this guy is out there against playing the young guys. The fact that Jeff Blashill is coming out here and talking about Evgeny Svechnikov, a guy who has had the worst luck when it comes to developing as an NHL prospect, year in, year out, Grand Rapids over and over and over again, not really being given a chance to play at the NHL level, and in the very limited time he actually has looked pretty okay. You're talking about this guy as if he's not a guaranteed lock to play in what would be the first game of the season against his own brother. The fact that yesterday there wasn't any confirmation as to whether or not there would be an actual playing of Svechnikov against the other Svechnikov in Carolina is a pretty interesting kind of thing. Because the article that I'm pulling from says that it's comparative to Mike Babcock, and that is honestly something that didn't click in my head at first, but after thinking about it, I was like, you know what, that is kind of accurate, you know? Because Jason Spezza, for example, that's the big Mike Babcock one that everybody's going to talk about, because Babcock, of course, he was in Toronto, so Toronto is the center of the hockey world. People remember Toronto things more than they do anything else. October 2019, the first game of the year, the Leafs are playing the Senators, the franchise that Jason Spezza spent so many long, difficult years working out with and being a part of. And for the Leafs, his brand new hockey team that he just signed with for an extraordinarily small amount of money, he is a gamer. He is out here doing his thing. He is showing up early. He's helping out the young guys. He is a good hockey person in the room. And Babcock comes out here and snatches what would have been the home opener, playing against his old team, seeing his old folks, and having, I think, the family in the building, something like that. You have that taken away from him, because you're like, okay, I'm Mike Babcock, and I'm gonna scratch you, because even though you've been pretty good, I want to send a message that I'm the guy here. You listen to me here, bud. And that's not verbatim anything that anybody said. That's just kind of me portraying the emotions to the act. And this is kind of a similar idea, I guess, that Jeff Blashill is supposedly going through with this article, I guess, and that's kind of why I was kind of debating whether or not I wanted to go with this kind of narrative to kick off this video. But the way things are right now, Evgeny Svechnikov is a guy who definitely does need as much support as he can get. As we noted, he was drafted a long time ago, back in 2015. He's 24 years old already. His younger brother, Andrei, is already one of the better Russian hockey players in this league, scoring lacrosse goals over and over again, and he's probably going to demand a payday by the time his current contract is up. Evgeny, on the other hand, has had nowhere near the same level of success, despite being up and down all these years in Grand Rapids, in Detroit, and now he's finally in a spot where, in a limited sample size, he's got 3 points in 3 games played. Hey, this is the kind of guy whom, if he's playing against his younger brother, I think good things should happen. And I mean, come on, the Red Wings don't really need any more development time, I guess, for the Franz Nielsens and the Filppulas, which is why these guys were put onto waivers. So you're in a position now where Fabry is out, Larkin is out, you have these open spots in your lineup. Why not go with a Svechnikov? And furthermore, why do you have to be so duplicitous about it? Why do you have to tell the media, oh yeah, I don't know if he's actually going to play, but you know what? It would mean a lot to him. It's what's gotten the fans over here so up and away upset with what's going on. Because if Jeff Blashill comes out here later today, because I'm recording this video the night of March 3rd and uploading it the next morning, if he comes out here tomorrow and says, okay, Svechnikov, you're on the third line. Gagne, you're moving down a little bit. Sorry, bud. Then, okay, cool. Things are going the way they are. But the fact that this is so mysterious at this point, plus the history we already have of Blashill not playing the younger guys and keeping around an older, aging veteran core in this middle six and playing guys like Smith down there as well, it really changes the dynamic of how this fan base reacts to comments like these, where he is ambiguous and he just says, yeah, even though I'm not going to confirm anything, it would mean a lot if Evgeny played against his younger brother, Andrei. So tell me in the comments below, have I done a good job articulating this story, this conflict, or whatever? Again, this will be solved in like 6 hours from this video's upload. If Svechnikov is in the lineup, then okay, there's nothing to fear. If he is not in the lineup, then okay, we're going to have some other conversations to have for sure. But as a guy who has watched Svechnikov since his days with the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles back in 2014, 2015, 16, I want this guy to succeed. He literally is the brother of Andrei Svechnikov, who is one of the better Russian players and better young guys in this league today. So the blood, right? The bloodlines run deep. I would not be surprised if Evgeny Svechnikov put it together as a pretty capable top 9-ish power play 2 kind of forward as his career goes on, but that's only if he gets the opportunity. He's been injured, he's been in and out, he's been up and down the lineups throughout the past few years, so he hasn't had that opportunity. So is it time now for him to get that? Let me know in the comments below, because if it's not as deemed by Jeff Blashill, then yeah, I can totally understand why this is a Mike Babcock number 2, I guess, situation. But just let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this video here. Is the comparison made in this article accurate? Is it fair to say that this is similar to a Babcock thing. I think after thinking about it for a bit, I'm understanding why they used it, but of course, this is just me, a guy who hasn't watched the Red Wings all too much this year, given my opinion on some players that I do know some about. So talk to me in the comments what you thought about this video here. Hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.